There was an explosion. Windsor Fire received numerous calls about an explosion in the West End. The crews at Station 4 in the 2600 block of College actually felt the building shake, went outside to see if there was an accident outside the building. We received numerous calls from various areas of the West End reporting the same thing. Crews found heavy flame coming from a burn pit in the Plains Midstream facility. It's our understanding that a pipe failed in the underground cavern. The safety systems in place did work, shut the valves down. There's a number of, we don't know how much product was in that line that had to burn off. And there are igniters that ignite the product that go into the burn pit. They worked, but for some reason, the nozzle, or in the area of the nozzle where the hydrocarbons were being pumped out, there was an explosion. That's what caused the concern from the residents in the area. There was no structural damage on the facility. We don't have a damage estimate at this time. The Ontario Fire Marshal will be sending an investigator and an engineer to attend. Technical Standards and Safety Authority is on the scene with a Windsor Fire investigator at this time. The plant is shut down. There are no safety concerns at this time. The valves are shut down, and the plant will not be operating until the investigation is complete and repairs are made.
How hard is something like this for your I mean, you yourself have spent some time trying to just to figure out what exactly happened here. How challenging is this for your crews when they responded in terms of whether or not they needed to start knocking this fire down?
Well, when we arrived on scene, the personnel from the facility were on the scene, did discuss the issue with us, did tell us what was going on. So we were aware that the fire was contained, that the valves did operate, and once the hydrocarbons in the pipe did burn off, the fire would be extinguished. The fire is out at this time, and so we did communicate with facility management at the time. We were aware of what the situation was. The big concern was because of the large amount of the West End that did feel the explosion, we didn't know what we had when we were pulling up.
So you didn't actually have to fight a fire here?
No, we did not.
You responded, but you didn't actually pull a hose or anything like that?
No, what we did is after speaking with the personnel in the facility, we knew they were burning off the product that was left in the line. We stood by until that product did burn off before we did leave the scene.
How long did that take?
Windsor Fire was on the scene for approximately 2 hours.
So what do they do here? What is this facility doing?
This facility is an underground storage facility for hydrocarbons such as propane and butane. I know there are some other ones. I'm not sure what they are. There are large underground caverns, and this one apparently was about 1,400 feet underground.
Now, it was a pretty dramatic scene this morning. For residents that did call, they were scared. Is there anything that it's about 3 hours later that we're learning about exactly what it was? Could there have been anything different, maybe more information that could have been put out there, or what could have been addressed?
Well, I can only speak from our end. We made an attempt immediately. I attended the scene. I've been on the scene for a number of hours now, working with the facility to get the information. The reason why I didn't release anything, I did send out some tweets earlier on the basic information I did have, but I did not have an understanding of what the situation was. I did attempt to get people from the facility to address that, and there is a number that the media can call to talk to them, and possibly they can give a more technical explanation of it.
Perfect. And that large cloud of smoke that went up, that's just the kind of the byproduct? There's no harm in that? Or?
No, what that was, it was the liquid propane, butane, whatever the hydrocarbon was that was being expelled into the burn pit, burning off. Certainly we want that to burn off. If it comes out as a vapor and spreads out, we certainly could have had a larger incident. So the igniters did do their job and ignite the product. That is what was supposed to happen.
Can you give me an explanation as to why the TSSA and Fire Marshal are here, if it's kind of a done deal?
Yeah, anytime there's any type of explosion, part of our mandate provincially is to contact the Office of the Fire Marshal. TSSA deals with fuel safety, and since this was an above-ground explosion, they were involved. If this would have been something that would have happened underground, the Ministry of Natural Resources would have been involved. This is a highly regulated industry, and a number of agencies do have concerns when a fire happens at one of these facilities.
It sounds a little bit like the igniters worked, but they may have worked late, or...
Well, that's something that's certainly going to be investigated. This was quite a large pipe that expelled the hydrocarbons into the burn pit, did its job. At this point, that will be part of the investigation to see how much product was released, When did the igniters ignite? These are all things that are going to be looked at.